What's going on, everybody? It is great to be back. We've got everything fixed and things are looking good, man. How is everybody doing? Hope you're doing fantastic wherever you're tuning in from. Of course, I am Justin Wise, your host for today, lead analyst and senior mentor here at cryptocurrency.com. All right, guys, we've got a lot to talk about. It's been a few days. It was Saturday since we were able to do the last live stream. We were coming live from Rockford, Illinois. We were coming live from Revival Tech Repair, where the guys at RTR had hooked me up with a fantastic computer, guys. I don't have the secondary camera hooked up on it. I haven't figured out exactly how I want to set it up, but it looks fantastic. It's doing perfect. I can tell you that having streamed a lot before, the settings that I'm getting off Streamlabs OBS right now are really ringing my bell. I'm not going to lie. It looks fantastic. And I don't know what it is, because we do have the RTX 2060 in there, and it has the new NVENC encoders, which are specifically for Streamlabs. But for some reason, it's like I have way more space. Look, I can even do this. Oh yeah, just broke the fourth wall. All right, so it seems just really, really good. And I'm looking forward to this. Now, I don't have, because I'm a Luddite, right? I don't have it all perfectly set up. So like alerts aren't working yet for some reason. I have to put that back into the Streamlabs, you know, like encoder settings that we have and all that. Not encoder settings, but just back in the Streamlabs setting. But anyways, you guys aren't here to hear about the little technical difficulties. You guys are here to hear about the market. So let's get right into it, guys. We got a lot to talk about today. We're going to talk about a few rumors. We're going to talk about the recent price appreciation, obviously, of Bitcoin and Ethereum, pretty much the whole market, just about everything we're worried about. And again, if you guys watched my video yesterday, thank you so much for all the comments that you guys left. I realized that I guess if I just upload a regular video, I can actually get a lot more comments because, you know, people have to wait until the end of the video, and often people aren't watching a 2-hour video. And if you do, you're not going to come back and leave a comment. It's all good, guys. The community has been fantastic. And again, let me say thank you again to everybody that reached out and wished me a happy birthday. It was a great time. Thank you so much to Scott and his family and his friends for putting on such a good event for me. All right, and we are back with the new rig. Hopefully everything's been fixed. I got on MediaCom like white on rice, guys, and they got her done. So it was kind of a perilous journey because when I came back on Monday, for some reason, it was just like it was just suddenly like much worse. But I got a hold of the supervisor. You guys know me, I'm kind of persistent. So I got a hold of the supervisor, you know, multiple supervisors. And I was like, listen, get this fixed or I'm going to Windstream. So anyways, Windstream is not in the cards right now. And I mean, we're cruising along at a nice 6,000 kbps up. So let's get into it, guys. Let's head on over to, and forgive me if I'm a little like trying to figure out this new system because I am a Luddite. Let me know if the audio is cutting out. I switched the setting on my microphone, so hopefully that doesn't happen like I saw it happen yesterday. It's the noise cancellation so that you guys don't hear, I don't know, whatever, parrots or whatever outside. But anyways, let's head over here to the live. Okay, so if you guys want a little piece of the puzzle here, I did just open up a short position on BCH M19. That's a little free news nugget. We'll talk about that much later. Let's get over here to what I do want to talk about today. All right, let me pull up my notes. Sorry, guys. Nectar collector. Let me say hi to the chat, man. It's just good to be back, guys. Ron Legato, what's going on? Blockchain Gains. Jasper, Third Eye Trader. Jurgen Ernst, good to see you, man. James Jeffers wants us to check out QKC. Early in, early request. Okay. Oh, there goes the Me6 bot. Got QKC on there. We'll check it out, man. Third Eye Houston, we have a problem. Let's see here. Twitch is not working. I think it is. Yeah, we got the bling blong going. Jurgen Ernst says, why is this move so explosive, though? Where are the buyers coming from? From Sweden. Jurgen says, well, might as well cancel that order. Vitam, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Crew CIT, Red 5 Golf Gunny. Bull Trap. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Red 5 Golf Gunny. What do you mean? I don't want to get you and K7 Jixer mixed up. One of you guys is a perma bull, one of you guys is a perma bear. Pretty sure. Okay, so if you were the perma bear, that makes sense. Sorry. Both. Very, very happy. You guys are great, great members of the audience, though. Joseph Eckhart, B Cash, killing it. Omega 180984. Guten Abend, mein Freund. Who won the merch? Bob Miner won the merch, man. So I am waiting. I am waiting for him to hit us up. Bob Miner, if you're watching, and I will continue to point you out. I'll give you like 3 days, man. You one of our biggest fans, man. I love you, brother. Hit us up in the hit me up in the Discord with your mailing address, or so I can get that mug sent out to you, man. Dun, 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 dun. All right, cool. Everything looks really, really good. All right, let's get into this. Okay. We'll open my show notes because there's a lot that I do want to talk to you guys about. Right here. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about here is let's go ahead and pull open. Instead, we're not going to start with BitMEX. We're going to start with Tether. All right, so I do see that Tether is finally catching up with the rest of the market as far as Bitcoin's valuation is concerned. So we reached a high today of 50.34. Now, the only metric that we have, if we do go to the daily, and again, the daily candle is not closed yet. So let's turn off itch briefly. The only metric that we have for the daily is the current daily low. If we're looking for areas of pullback or where price has pulled back to, when we're looking at parabolic support and resistance, the only metric that we have is 47.53. That's the low of the day. Again, the daily candle isn't closed. We've got about 6.5 hours until the close of the daily candle. Now, we're currently working. Let's actually out a little bit. We're actually doing good so far at making it over the daily resistance. The daily doing a good job because before, when I did look at this, we were struggling to get over this resistance on a closing basis. Let's go look at how that 8-hour candle actually closed. Sorry, that's BTC is respecting it much better. Let's XBT, my bad. XBT. So okay. That level again was 49.39. Okay, 8 hours struggled a little bit to get over there. The second hour after the next 8 hour candle after the 11 a.m. candle that just closed, we're actually moving higher. Now, the 8 hour, when I was looking at this just previously, the 8 hour is forming a doji. And typically a doji at the top of a movement is going to be a little bit of a sign of indecision in the market. So I was hesitant to go long again on BTC. A lot of people calling for a bull trap. We'll see what happens here. Doji at swing highs and swing lows often represents indecision in the marketplace and a short-term indication of reversal at the very least. We did see on the daily candle as well at that point in time when I started, right before I went live actually, or around 11 a.m. So about an hour and a half ago now. So sorry, we're starting a little bit late. About an hour and a half ago before then, we actually did see momentum waning a little bit on the Wada-Atar, and we do see a fresh explosion of new buying. So the reason that I hadn't opened up a new position at that time, because I take trades generally on the close of the 8 hour candle, is because the 3 hour was struggling to close above that resistance. So let's see here. So what I had written was still looking for price to trade below 4,900 to signal a pullback to the 4,500, 4,550 zone, waiting for that 8 hour sell signal. Okay, so let's break down that metric a little bit. So when we're looking for the areas the price is likely to pull back to, if we are going to continue, unless we just tear off to the moon, always a possibility. But anyways, I don't like taking breakout trades for the numerous reasons that I've listed before, because they give you an issue with risk and reward. Now, again, all this is fantastic. I don't want to be the negative Nancy in the room because, again, I'm completely out of Tether and fully in Bitcoin. So this is fantastic, guys. I woke up wealthier yesterday. I'm waking up wealthier today. And, the nice thing, too, is that I was able to reposition yesterday. And not only am I waking up today wealthier in USD, but now I'm also wealthier in BTC as well. So things are going really good, man. This is fantastic news for the market. I've heard there's so many interesting things that you could really try to chase the news and follow the news on. I think the big thing that everybody kept trying to show me last night was the coordinated algorithmic purchase of $200 million worth of BTC across all spot exchanges, and that led fuel to the fire, which triggered stop losses. The thing that really gets me when we're talking about like news and fundamental things of that nature is that, yeah, that's great, but who cares? Like, none of that stuff matters. Again, charts are going to tell you pretty much everything you need to know about price. And for anybody that was watching the lower time frames for BTC, this breakout, you could have caught it fairly early. Anyways, but Sam says, not where it starts, where it's finished, parked in the bank. Let's see here. Sam Gould is I'm happy to be back too, man. Quite happy to be back. You guys are talking about nectars and diamonds. Robin says, buy real estate somewhere in India or Panama with Bitcoin, wait 10 years and sell off after. Interesting. Ionut asks, what do you think this, do I think this is a fake bull like in 2015, or from here we're going to only see up? No, I really don't think, in fact, I'm very, very confident that this is really not the start of the bull market, guys. I still, the next area for profit taking that I have, if Bitcoin does continue this run, is going to be 55.45 to 57.50. That's on the USDT chart. So that's I guess that's the TLDR. If price continues to push higher, this is the last area that I will be looking to take profits. And then anything between 57.50 and 61.36, I would want to be out of the market, because I still think very, very strongly, with a high degree of conviction, we will be rejected very strongly from the $6,000 region and most likely go back to 3,000, at least back into the previous trading range. So that's the midterm. So the lower term probability for me right now is that we actually trade lower than 3,000, take out that swing low on a very aggressive volatile wick, and that will be it. That will be the end of the bear market. The medium term probability is that we trade back inside the range, accumulate a little bit longer, put in that same wick, but not quite as low as the previous low, and this would represent the yearly low, and then that would be the end of the bear market. And the less probability, even though it seems technically more likely, would be a pullback and retest of the $39,000-$4,000 region, and that would represent the end of the bear market. Either way, I think that the highest probability is the first that I mentioned there, which is actually the scariest for most perma bulls at this point in time, guys. But that's my strong conviction. That's how I honestly feel. But that's my analysis. That's my opinion. I won't be trading that. I will be trading technicals in front of me on the chart. Okay, let's continue on here. So, okay, so let's see if I want to talk about anything else in regards to this. So basically what I'm looking at here, I'm looking for a pullback to this region, of the Tenkan and the Kijun on the Ichimoku, on the 8-hour Ichimoku, for another long. That was the setup that I was looking for. Now I really need to see if the daily is going to consistently close above this resistance level. I need to go check over here and see if we're getting a large amount of aggressive selling. Because that was my analysis prior to the 8-hour candle closing. And at that point in time, it was struggling to make it over resistance. But it has pretty much done a good job of that. Although on the lower time frames, quite a bit. Sean Bond, good to see you as well, man. Theoretically, if you weren't in a position and you saw early stage of a move like this happening, what could determine that it is indeed in its early stage, and would I have market bought? So pretty much lower time frame breaks of resistance. You had about 15 minutes to buy it. Now I know, because here's the thing, guys, and this is what I do want to talk about quite a bit, man. Overall, the higher bullish signal was, the ascending triangle, or the fact that price was breaking resistance, that dips were getting bought up, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? But the explosiveness of the movement is impossible to predict with technical analysis. It's impossible to predict or assume any way, shape, or form. So again, I want to give, we all benefited from this. So even individuals that got hurt on shorts, if you're position sizing appropriately, the growth from your overall USD value should more than have negated that. So again, I was trapped in a short too. Took a small loss, and then I saw my entire portfolio appreciate because, again, heavily weighted in BTC and have been since Saturday, as I posted out to the premium members. Now, let's see here. There were a lot of people that were bullish. There were a lot of people that were bearish. So the one thing that is so key for me, and it doesn't matter if you want to accept it or not, but here's the reality of the situation. I've bullish patterns break bearish many, many, many times. There, in hindsight, everybody that was long is going to say, well, of course, if you just look at this, and this, which is all well and good. But again, a completely different sector of individuals, had price broken down, would be saying the exact same thing. Well, if you look at this, and this, that stuff is, don't spend your time on that stuff. That stuff is complete nonsense. That stuff is useless. That stuff is there to mess with your head. That is where most losing traders are going to. That's where most losing traders are going to get caught up, man. They're going to get caught up. The reason why is because they're going to focus on that. That's focusing on being right and not making money. You don't want to focus on being right. I would much rather be wrong and be able to switch my opinion and be in a profitable position. It's not about being right, man. No, it never is. It never has been. That stuff that's some kindergarten type stuff, man. Mustafa Frywin, what about your alts? Did they hit stop loss, or are you holding them? So the alts that I had that were in Bitcoin pairings did hit their stop loss in profit. We didn't have any altcoin positions except for one, except for Holochain. We did take a small loss on Holochain. But our USDT pairings, we are still holding, and those actually are up quite a bit. Why hasn't ZERP moved? Any thoughts? Fabricator FBF, stubborn hodlers win. People like myself bought all the way down and loaded the boat at just about the bottom. I like this channel and like learning, but traders cannot predict the unpredictable. Well, again, I don't like, I like value investing in Bitcoin with a small percentage of my trading portfolio. Again, Bitcoin's not the only thing that I trade, but yeah, man, shout out to you. Cheers. Like I basically took the same approach, like moved over fully into BTC from my Tether holdings and just sat in BTC and watched everything appreciate. It was good, man. But I would say that, buying all the way down, dollar cost averaging down and not waiting for the accumulation zone, that probably wasn't the best move because you'd have a better average buy-in. But again, if you just want to be a passive investor, then yeah, not a bad strategy. Okay. got stopped out here. Not a lot of shorts got stopped out. About 3 million shorts stopped out here, but that's nothing compared to the 9.7 million. I mean, listen, guys, shorts are getting crushed, dude. Everybody is trying to grab the top of this market. And as I posted in my update this morning, which I need to move over into the general area, you guys will see that my setup looked something like this, right? Let's go down to the 3-hour chart. So, okay. So when I posted my original setup this morning, price was right here, and you can see my initiation level right here. I wanted confirmation of this swing failure pattern before I entered into short right here. I wanted price to trade below 4,900 on the tether pairing before I actually moved into my short. Why? Because you don't want to be the guy that's calling the top of an incredibly bullish market, and you don't want to be the guy that's calling the bottom of an incredibly bearish market. That is pretty much a one-trip city to Rexville. Now, looking at the chart right now, I will say that broadly speaking, this is a scenario. This is a price action pattern where a rejection is likely. Why? Because we're looking to make a high above previous highs, and we'll see where the candle closes. If the daily candle, again, we're now getting the buy signal from the Ichimoku, and you can make the argument breaking out of the cloud that this was the pullback to test the cloud. Which again, we talked about this yesterday in yesterday's video, which would give us upside targets at 55.45, 57.50. I think it's a risky trade. But if you want to be aggressive and go for it, that's fine. I think that, so because I largely missed this movement on leveraged positions and took advantage of other opportunities in the market, that's another thing too. Like there are lots of other opportunities out there that are actually going to make you more profit than just trading on Bitcoin. So my approach to all this has been, since I missed a good entry with my leveraged position, and since I didn't feel like putting on the risk of battling against an incredibly bullish market, let my Bitcoin sit, appreciating, and I'm growing wealthier every day while Bitcoin is pumping, and I'm looking for opportunities elsewhere in the market that are actually more volatile than Bitcoin. So when you miss the boat on something, instead of trying to be that fool that's trying to like throw a grappling hook onto the boat and like being chased behind the boat like in the water, and you're getting riptide in your face and you're eating seaweed, it's better to just look for opportunities elsewhere. But again, if you guys are being aggressive on Bitcoin, hey man, shout out to you. Not really the approach that I'm taking. It's just too much risk for me at this point in time because I think the possibility of rejection is quite strong at this point, at least a pullback to this area of the Tenkan and the Key on the 8-hour chart, which I would like to see. However, I will make the bullish argument. Price is breaking out of the cloud. Should price close the daily, we've got about 6 hours for that to happen. Should price close the daily outside of the cloud, then broadly you would be looking for a trade up to the 55.45, 57.50 region, which would be about a 12% up from current price. That would allow you to manage your risk. Most likely, you would most likely, well, typically when you take a Kumo cloud break, your stop loss is a close below the Kijun. That's 17% below you, so the R to R is completely not there for me. But if you're going to be aggressive, I would use the low of this candle. I would use the low of the daily candle. So again, that kind of that same region, that 47.53 region, as the stop loss. That's if you're going to be spot trading Bitcoin at this time. But I think that if you miss this boat, you can take the momentum long to the 55.45, 57.50 region. But I think the better trade for you, probably the end of the year trade, the trade that you put on several of these trades, over the course of a year, and that in your set, kind of trades that you put these trades on once, a few times in your lifetime in your set, is going to be the short from the $6,000 region back down to $3,000. And I know a lot of people are going to say that I'm crazy for that, but bear with me, guys. I've got a pretty good track record for this stuff, so let's bear witness. But anyways, that's my analysis and my opinion. So I'll be trading when the technicals align with that level of analysis. Should price break back above 61.36, then hey, we're in a bull market, guys. Correct. Here's to the hodlers. Seaweed. Clear. Third Ferguson, you got it right, man. Take profits, move your stop loss to break even, go back to play and chug it with the dog, dude. What do I think of the VPVR between 5,200 and 5,700? Looks like a straight shot. Yeah, there's nothing there, man. There's nothing there. The other thing, though, to keep in mind with VPVR is that movements into low volume nodes can also be stop runs. Okay, stop runs are going to move into areas of low volume nodes, breaking out of high volume nodes, and that is going to be a sign of rejection. So yeah, there's nothing there, man. It should be bullishly, if your bullish scenario is correct, it should be a straight shot up to 55.45, 57.50. There's nothing there in the volume profile. There's nothing there to suppress. The only thing that is there to suppress price is a stop run. Because again, we're breaking out of a high volume node, and that is where a lot of liquidity is going to be, because that's where generally a lot of stop losses are going to be. But again, it is getting harder to make the bullish scenario, especially if the daily closes above that last resistance I had at 49.39. It's very difficult to make that. It's very difficult to make that bearish case. Getting a little. Now, should price begin trading down below, again, that initiation level of 4,900, then again, I'll be in a moment short down to this right here, about 7 or 8% to the downside. That level, okay, sorry, excuse me, let me quite right, 55, I said 5,500 to 5,550, I believe is what I said. More broadly, and I'm comfortable with a wick down to 40. I've actually got a limit. So let's get on to the BitMEX chart, which is a little bit more interesting. So the perpetual swap, actually at the close of the 8-hour candle, starting to look a little weak. As you can see here, we were being rejected by price, and then the entry signal was right here on this, really at the open of this 3-hour candle, when price begins trading back above that level as well. We're going to close this, excuse me, we're going to close this soon. But again, the 8-hour candle was looking a little weak on the doji. But again, I said the exact same thing. I'm going to wait for price to trade below 49.50 before I'm looking for that pullback or that short movement back here to test the Kijun and the Tenkan-san, and really the top of the Kumo spot as well. About 7 to 9% right there on XPT. But XPT did not do that. XPT upwards, so I was not trapped in that position. Hurrah, hurrah, hooray. Let's see here. Yep, so that would have confirmed a swing failure pattern for me, which we can see here on the 3-hour chart. If we take this candle out, we can see what I was kind of looking for was a swing pattern where price makes a high, fails to make a higher high, and then trades below that low that was formed in that establishing that pattern. So that'd be 49.50. That would be a momentum short down to 46.25, 45.60. I said I would reevaluate if price closes above 50.13 because that is the resistance level formed on the weekly basis here on the perpetual swap contract chart. If price closes above 50.13 on the daily this evening, or if we start moving the downside targets. So again, not going to be doing anything right now. We can see that price is struggling valiantly to get over this high and being rejected currently. So if we were to close lower, typically if we're not able to close above this high, and typically if we're not able to close above these highs, that would be pretty bearish, and that would be what is typically considered a supply run, where price fails to make a higher high, pulls back, and then that's often a sign. And often the best area for momentum shorting. We can see that the 3-hour BitMEX, we did get a sell signal right here from time transfer. Got one here. That was probably let's see here. Daily 9 tomorrow on a weekly 9. Hola! Sorry if the audio's bad. Let me see if I can do something to turn her up. Bring this down just a little bit. Okay. Going to filters, adding gain. Turning gain up. How about 10 decibels? How about that? Is that better? Is that too much? Let me guys know if that's too much or if that's good. If you're kicking up the, if you're picking up on the back end, man. Yeah. Okay. So the vocals do look a little bit better now. Okay, that's pretty much all I got. John Bond says, jumped the gun and shorted Bitcoin too quickly. I think this will get faded, though, later this evening, if not sooner. So my game plan right now is to watch what the daily close does in relation to this level. Even if it's a losing trade, I do have to follow my analysis. If Bitcoin closes the daily above this resistance level, which it wasn't actually able to do here, then I will be entering a momentum long up to those higher areas. And then again, as I said, still ultimately the big trade on the table for me is the short from this zone right here around 57. Well, really it's 59.50 to 61.50 on the USD. This is the perpetual swap contract, excuse me. That's the area where I will be looking to go short from for a pretty big. I've been actually waiting for that trade for quite a while. Let's go over to Ethereum right now. Ethereum also looking to close the daily above critical resistance. We were unable to close above this level of critical resistance before, and now we are entering into the bearish order block. So let's look at VR and let's see what we have ahead of us. And we don't really have a whole lot. If we do close the daily here, run into resistance right here around 193.6. I believe the targets that I have here on BitMEX are a little bit different. Let's see. Yeah, so the original upside targets that I had on a close above this resistance 5, and I posted about this, was 170 and 181. Putting in that same kind of price behavior right now on that high, slightly, a slightly higher high, but looking low. On the 8-hour, also getting signals here on time transformation. And Wadatar has turned from light green to dull green, which is typically a sign of a loss in momentum. You can compare it to the histogram on the MACD, for example. So an early warning sign of trend reversal would be the MACD histogram going from fully colored to opaque. Jay Constant says, do I expect Bitcoin to retest the $4,200 level? Not only do I expect it to retest the $4,200 level, I expect it to go lower. I'll tell you what I'll do because I have the microphone over here. I'll tell you what I'll do, guys. I will turn the noise gate off. Okay. So hopefully that's good. Hopefully that's good. Hopefully you guys can hear me well. Yeah, it's noise cancellation. So hopefully that's working well for you guys. So anyways, looking at the BitMEX chart here. Let's actually zoom out and take a wider picture. Let's go to the daily here. So the upside targets that I had here for Ethereum as well, we're going to be that 170, that 181. We are trading above that first take profit level, putting in a little bit of resistance now on the daily as we are trading above this critical resistance. The next level of critical resistance that I have on the BitMEX chart here is 192.28. So obviously you can't put 192.28 into your chart, but that's how it shows up here. Let's disable that and let's look at VPVR. And see what we got going on. Yes, as we can see, we're actually in a fairly low volume node territory right here. But what's interesting, again, that same kind of behavior. So we have an extremely shallow area of the volume profile right here, as opposed to this area on the volume profile right here. Sorry, that's probably a little bit difficult for you guys to see, but there's no way that I can scroll the chart over there without deleting the chat on the screen. Anyways, and that's often where stop loss hunts will creep into. But again, you don't want to be the guy calling the top of an ultimately bullish market, even though I have some positions put in already. So anyways, should we continue on our bullish run, the next area that I see price really having trouble getting over is 192.28. A lot of people calling for that like $200 price mark. I never like to use psychological levels. I never like to use round numbers because everybody else uses round numbers, and I often like to front run them. So definitely not because... microphone's just too far away. Every time you were looking to your left, sound is perfect. That's when I'm looking at the chat, man. Yeah, Schwartz88 says, crazy people shorting this market and getting liquidated so fast afterwards on these pumps. That's also what's causing this to pump much higher than it should. Yeah, everybody is just really, everybody's really eager to catch the top of the market, man. And you shouldn't be. You should just wait for price to confirm that, hey, we're stagnated. Price is beginning to move down. Just be careful out there, guys. So, okay, so we've gone over the BitMEX chart. I think those levels are fairly congruent on the Ethereum chart as well. Ethereum just catching up with Bitcoin, to be quite honest with you. Which is exactly what I said yesterday, man. I said, look for the alts to fill the gap. Look for that BTC dominance. Let's see here. So here's the altcoin market dominance. Sorry, yeah, this is the altcoin market cap. Where's that dominance? Let's go over to here. And let's go to long term. And we'll go to Bitcoin dominance. Where's Bitcoin dominance at? So after making, this is the 15-minute chart. So after making a massive spike in Bitcoin dominance all the way back up to 55.73%, look what has happened to Bitcoin dominance. It's dropped all the way back down and lower. It's dropped all the way back down and lower to 52.64. Now, this isn't the low. Actually, it is. Sorry. But I thought it was at 50.2%. Interesting. Let's go to the daily and actually see what the low was. Okay, no, I guess I am wrong. We're actually at the low of Bitcoin dominance in this past cycle. So we talked about this yesterday. We had this massive spike up in Bitcoin dominance. And as we can see, money flowing out of Bitcoin now and moving into other altcoins. However, price continues to move up, just showing you the increased interest of buyers coming into the market. Which is great. So that's why I said yesterday, where if you miss the opportunity, if you miss the boat on Litecoin, where should you be looking for your opportunities? Most likely, you should probably be looking for your opportunities in altcoins. Time transformation really killing this thing, man. Really killing this thing. When was the right time to buy Bitcoin? When BTC dominance gave you the buy signal on the daily with time transformation. I mean, that's just fantastic, dude. Even if you bought here, you would have back on the 16th of March would have been a fantastic spot. Jogcorn, thank you, man. Or Jorgcorn, my bad, man. Audio is great now. Don't touch anything. Crickets. I love turtles. I love turtles too, man. They're fantastic. Hopefully I'm not missing anything. If I'm missing subs or anything, guys, just scream at me, yell at me. I apologize. Wester Twitch, thanks for the follow on Twitch, my good friend. And then I do see here Laura Manicelli, Michelle 9031, and Better Days. Thanks so much for the subs on YouTube, guys. Appreciate it. All right, getting back over here. So there's Bitcoin dominance. Where's the dominance of the others? Probably going to be on the March. So this is the market cap of the top 10. The others dominance, this isn't the majority of other coins. It's going to be the top ones. Let's take a look here and see. I do want to talk about my conversation earlier. Let's see here. I got a couple things, man. Let's see here. You bring up Zuhair, man. I know you're watching, dude. So you bring up some really cool points, man. One thing I want to talk about that you had mentioned to me is GBTC. So if we go look at GBTC, I believe the comment earlier was that GBTC is lagging behind. GBTC is no longer lagging behind. It just takes a while. So two subsequent gaps up. Where are we at? We're entering the area of fairly significant resistance right here. Previous support does turn into previous resistance. But we got to understand the GBTC chart is a little bit different. The GBTC chart is a little bit different than the XBT chart. So, but anyways, it is catching up with the market. It was a little behind there for a while, but again, opening pretty strong today. Put in a fairly indecisive day yesterday. A lot of individuals trying to sell GBTC right here. Just really had a day of high momentum and high volatility, crushing. I mean, and we had these. These are the two. We've hit the two upside profit targets on the break of resistance. So this is the GBTC chart that I charted out previously. Let's see here. On GBTC, we're probably going to see the same turnaround that we're going to see at that $6,000 mark. So currently trading at $6.42. I don't think it's gonna be. I mean, I can do my best TA and talk about the levels that I think are going to be relevant on this chart. Okay. So right here would be the first area that I'd be keeping my eye on. and then potentially here for a break of that Kumo cloud. So that would be a lot of people talking about GBDC leaving the market, but not right at the moment. So let's put a pop-out text right there. GBDC, final resistance, Kumo cloud break, Kumo cloud breakout. But honestly, I think that most likely will lag behind BTC already showing bearish behavior with rejection. That's 6K. So we will keep our eye on that. And this would be the first target. Assuming it lags behind long enough to hit an upside profit target. CME futures continuing to break above. CME futures almost busting out of the daily Kumo cloud as well. We do have significant overhead resistance again at 58.85 and the point of control coming in at 64.04 on the CME futures. 64.21 if we actually take the whole market into account. So 64.21 is going to be the most significant level of resistance on the chart. Looking to front right in the zone between, that's a pretty wide zone, I'm not going to lie. But as price goes up, it becomes significantly less of a zone. It's pretty much a 10% selling zone. Let's go look at Quadrigo. Long take profit, 53.16, 54.92, and 56.69. So yeah, pretty much any longs above this area, you're going to have about a 10% window to take profit, in my opinion, and then about a 10% window to be looking to establish a short position on that initial rejection from 6K. Johnny Opus, thanks so much for the follow on Twitch, man. Long-term thinking, all year will still be great for buying Bitcoin. Yes, if you are not, if you are not looking at establishing a Bitcoin spot position, then you're really going to let a good opportunity slip away from you. Let's see here. Tic Tac says, Zuhair is taking what Crown is saying on his stream and dropping knowledge here. Zuhair, guilty of plagiarism. No, I think Zuhair comes with its own unique ideas. Okay, let's talk about people starting to feel greedy on the fear and greed index. Yep, I saw that earlier today too. You know, I'm not one of the guys that likes to trade off the fear and greed index. I think it's, I think it's good for, it's just one of those tools for establishing it's just one of those tools for establishing your directional bias. But again, it's in my experience, in my opinion, and this is what I've done things for the last decade, is to trade technicals, man. Eric Yeris asks, people who have FOMO'd in the past might look to break even and get out of the market. You mean at 6,000 or right now? Let's see here. What else did I want to talk about? I got a lot I want to talk about. Let's go over to let's go over here and copy. Paste and go. Okay, so this is something. Let's see here. Crypto slice of life. Tahir doesn't have to talk about penises to get a point across. Yeah, 6,000, man. I agree with you. I agree. I mean, that's my fundamental reason for wanting to be short for that zone. I mean, anybody that I know a lot of people that bought spot at 6,000. And a lot of people think that, oh man, you know, once price hits 6,000, it's just bull market. That's not that simple, man. Price doesn't go straight up. Even with Bitcoin, it went up and took pretty big drops down, man. Are the lows in my opinion? Probably not. P&L is P&L. Do I give much weight fundamentally to the NVT signal Crown uses? No, not really. It's kind of one of those things, man. Like once everybody starts using something, it probably doesn't work that well as you want it to. But again, I don't know. I haven't used it a lot. So I don't want to like cast aspersions on something that I'm not fully familiar with. But I'm always looking for things to increase my skill and edge in the market, to be honest. So I'm never going to discard anything that anybody else does. And, I've heard about the NVT for quite a long time, man. But the NVT was made by Willy Woo. So, I don't think Kirby or Crown first brought it up. I'm actually going to have to give Mr. Tony Vase credit for that. I think he was probably the first person who started talking about it. But, I mean, it's been around for a long time. Just go do a search on bitcointalk.org. Tic Tac says, I am in an ETH USD long at BitMEX. 5x entry 148. Drop the mic. No fucks given. Congratulations, man. Good position. Let's see here. Oh, it's 101, guys. All right, I need some coffee, guys. I feel like I'm starting to drag. When I come back, we're going to go over this statement from the SEC. A lot of people, the message that I got in my inbox from you know who you are, was that this is probably evidence that we're about to see an ETF coming out. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to look at QKC, any requests that you guys may have when I get back. So if you have requests, man, drop them in the chat. And I'm going to take a brief break, guys. Don't go anywhere. All right, guys, thanks so much for your patience, man, and we are back and live. You know, another thing that's not on here is the view count. You guys, you get the pleasure of hearing my daughter in the other room eating lunch. All right. Anyways, guys, this is going to be, hey, Bob Miner, if you're watching, man, this is what's going to be sent out to you, man, or one of your style, man. Please get a hold of me so I can get your mug to you, sir. All right, request hour coming up. We got it going on, man. Got some interesting comments here on the NVT. Let's see here. Michael Koenig says the NVT signal is really interesting, but it can flash green or red for weeks and months, so you can't trade off of it. Yeah, it's just one of those things that can give you that, you know, the NVT signal is, I think, better for value investors who are just looking at overall broad areas of the marketplace to get into, and they're not really worried about stop losses. Again, I'm a trader, so it's just a different indication. Zuhair says also, Willy Woo admitted the NVT is being gamed. On-chain volume anomalies, correct. I hate that about crypto. You know, it's something to hate, but the reality is that, you know, things like the NVT are not available in things like stocks. You know, it's not very often that you just have a very simple indication that you can look at to give you a broad idea of whether a market is nearing a reversal point. With equities, you got to dig through profit reports. You've got to look at news. You've got to read company requests. You've got to be aware of I mean, it's a nightmare, dude. Tic Tac Crypto says, thanks, brother. DBC BTC is my request. Yeah, sure, man. Let's throw DBC BTC on there. We've got Quark Chain. We've got DBC. Jurgen says, while you're bored, find the thumbs up and give this valuable free content a like. Much appreciated, man. MF Khan says, perfect timing, man. Thank you so much. Let's see. Your CBN5 says, Bennett just posted a great real-time crypto scanner. Let's check it out. And we're also going to talk about this SEC thing if we get a chance. Go to site. All right, we do have a crypto scanner. I looked at his previous video about setting alerts using the cryptometer. Now, I think that's interesting. It's not something that I'm going to be doing right now. It's not something that I'm going to be doing right now. Yes, go ONT USDT. Go, baby, go. Let's see here. ONT, what was the price? ONT USDT, 157. Ooh, that's a happy time. Surprised my alert didn't go off. Good times, guys. Congratulations, guys. Anybody in the premium group, T1? It's always a happy time, man. You know what that means. Taking profits and updating stops. I'm up about 0.2 on that BCH short so far. I'll let you guys know how it plays out. Somebody asked me earlier, like, why would you short? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to like put that in like a, you know, like making fun of your voice, man. It wasn't like that. It was because of this BCH BTC on Bittrex, because that has the most historical data. It was because of this. It was because of hitting resistance, man. It's because hitting resistance was my reason to scalp short BCH. I'll let you guys know how that plays out for me. Ooh, sign up now for free. Ooh, premium features. Ooh, oh man. I'm gonna have to read the manual. I like to fully understand all this stuff. Watch the video. We won't be doing that live on the screen. But yeah, definitely I'll check it out, man. You know, I've played around a lot with these. Like, we have some scanners in our Discord, like PingBot, that scans for volume. I'm assuming this is scanning for, it seems like unnatural volume, or large buys and large sells is what it seems to be trading for. That can be very helpful if you're looking to counter trade. I know that's a very popular strategy right now that Bennett has really popularized, and I think it's great, but I do want you guys to be cautious, because you do need to be aware of the overall market cycle. You don't want to blindly buy, you know, lots of buying. You don't just want to you don't want to blindly sell lots of buying. You don't want to blindly buy lots of selling, which is kind of the common strategy. And granted, I know that there's a lot of nuance that's put into this, but I think that this is a good tool to put in correspondence with your overall technical analysis and technical strategy of trading. The most important thing is designing an if this then that strategy. And as long as your if this then that strategy has certain rules and functions and metrics, the only problem that I have broadly with stuff like this in general for beginning traders is that it's too much. It's too much. It's easy to game. It's easy to get manipulated. It's easy to get manipulated data. Market makers can still push data around pretty much however they want to, can still push volume around however they want to. And technical analysis does not save you from that, but a good technical strategy allows you to just have a chart, allows you to use a certain time frame, and gives you a money management system, which is the most important thing. And I think that if you don't have a fallback go-to strategy where you can just look at the chart, look at your indicators, or look at price action and know exactly what you want to do at any given time, then I think that you need to put your time and energy into developing that, because until you have that, you're eventually going to make a poor mistake that's not in line with your underlying strategy, and you're going to get in trouble. You're going to get in trouble. And you know, it's really bad, man, for everybody that sat out the bear market and is now getting back into crypto and being swept up in all this exuberance. They didn't take the time of the bear market to really put their skill into enhancing and improving their strategy, which is the perfect time to have been doing that. Off topic. Why did I quit trading FX? Well, the Swissy crash, the Swissy crash on FXCM didn't help. I didn't get caught up in that. I wasn't long on Swiss, but that was crazy, dude. Like, the entire FXCM market got wrecked. FXCM got bought out by Forex.com. And pretty much around that time, I really got excited with cryptocurrency, and I just moved into trading cryptocurrency full time. I've got a lot of Johnny Opus. Yeah, man. I see you like put in some Discord command there. I don't know. I'm a pleb, so I don't know a whole lot about pimping Twitch out, man, to make it better. I know there's like Discord integration, so I'll work on that moving forward. You can scan for almost anything. MDR. Oh, awesome, dude. Sweet. Edit scanner. Exchanges. Markets. Filters. Ooh, this is pretty sweet. Nice. Cool, I'm gonna play around with this, man. Let's get over here into, let's talk about this, sorry, real broadly, and then we'll do the request, man. So this is from Bill Hinman. He's the director of the Division of Corporate Finance, and Valerie, Senior Advisor for Digital Assets and Innovation. Now, I'm not going to like boringly read this, but basically, and I didn't take, I wanted to read this, but I didn't have time before the show because, you know, things were just getting too frothy and I was getting sell alerts and buy alerts, blah, blah, blah. So keeping the members group updated and putting on some new trades. This is basically them making a broadly positive statement and just kind of recertifying the fact that, hey guys, you know, not all digital assets are securities. And I think the most important part of this is, so they published this framework. So as a part of a continuing effort to assist those seeking to comply with the U.S. federal securities laws, FinHub is publishing a framework for analyzing whether an asset is offered and sold as an investment contract and therefore is a security. So also, but here's the important part. Also, the Division of CF, Corporate Finance, is issuing a response to a no action request, indicating that the division will not recommend enforcement action to the commission if the digital asset described in the request is offered or sold without registration under the U.S. federal securities laws. So basically, if your security, if your digital asset is not being marketed as an investment contract, right, as an opportunity where you are going to profit on the marketing abilities or the entrepreneurial activities of others, which is basically the test for determining whether something is or is not a security or an investment contract, which is the definition of a security. They're basically saying if you look at this framework and if you broadly don't fall into this framework of what a security is and what a security isn't as far as digital assets are concerned, that the Division of Corporate Finance is not going to recommend enforcement to the SEC. So pretty good statement. The speculation was that this is proof that we're going to get an ETF. I don't necessarily see that, but it is positive news. It is positive news. I'm not going to lie. Tonight, I'm going to fully read through the framework. You can click and read the framework yourself. I like reading stuff like this because I like keeping myself updated on what's going on. And you can actually read the response to the no, what was the wording that they used here? No. I will not give feedback to the no action request. So I'll be reading that and I'll have a fuller analysis on how I think this might impact the market moving forward. Twitch is integrated, but not with the channels. Google Nightbot when you get a chance. Yeah, I think we have Nightbot, but I don't think Scott set it up for the Twitch, man. But thank you, man. We'll definitely try to do that to the best of our ability. Running low on Twitch mods, man. We definitely need we need a couple Twitch mods. We need a couple Twitch mods. We need anybody willing to help Jasper out with some timestamps when he's not available. Anybody who's good with digital design, so anybody who's good with graphics or video editing, please get a hold of us, man. We might have a spot for you. And also, if you're pretty confident in your trading abilities, get a hold of me. And I will take a look at your account statement. If you're comfortable sharing that, I'll take a look at your recent trades. I'll take a look at whatever you got. And I'm looking for about maybe 3 to 5 people to potentially give their own channels in the regular Discord. So if you're up to the challenge of actually pushing your trades out there and letting the world see whether you're profitable or not, and you really want to get feedback and critique from the community, then get a hold of me if you're feeling that confident. How do I contact you? Well, if you check you can either email us at contact@crackingcryptocurrency.com. It's on the website. It's in the About section on the YouTube. Or if you're in our Discord, you can just DM me. I'm right at the top. JY's free. Or Scott or Ben. Any of the admins, any of the mods, anybody there is going to direct you to me, man. All right, so let's get into the request, guys. BCH, BTC. Things are looking well so far. Looking good. Sorry, just checking on my positions. Looking very good. Looking good. Looking good. Looking good. Looking good. And looking good so far. Yeah, looking good so far. All right, let's see here. What were the requests? We've got Quark Chain BTC. I'm pretty, I'm not gonna lie, it's hard not to be bullish about Quark Chain, man. A lot of people are pretty happy about it, as well as QSP. I know Da Vinci's really happy on QSP. So this was the original, and this is beautiful, man. This is the exact chart that I labeled out. Here's the take profit targets in the short term. Obviously, long-term targets would be much higher. And this was the demand zone. This was the area that we were interested in entering. And in fact, the area that we had the last time that I posted this chart, we had the blue line representing this should actually be red. Sorry, this was strong resistance. And the break of that resistance, man. So entering in the accumulation phase, I said I like this. We formed a higher low. We were consolidating at resistance. We pulled back. We broke that resistance on this daily candle right here and pushed up. We did actually get a 24-hour, a daily sell signal right now. Right here on this candle, that would have been the 30th of March. Did end up pushing a little bit higher, but basically price has stagnated in this area. Pushed up another like 5% and is pulling back a little bit. But look at that beautiful wick, man. Wicked right back into that demand zone and pushed immediately back up. But a huge long-legged doji like this at the top of an uptrend. I still like Quark Chain quite a bit because let's draw this out a little bit more broadly using some general technical analysis. Medic Will, hey man, I see your DM, man. I will get a hold of you after the show, brother. But thank you. Yes, that sounds very interesting. Okay, so essentially we have this ascending triangle formation that we have broken out of. We have this demand zone right here. This will go down here, demand zone, and we had the breakout of the ascending triangle right here. So we'll just put right here. Our demand was greater than supply. Now, we see price reaching a local top on a closing basis at this area right here. So this, instead of being a take profit target now, we will label strong resistance. All right, so this level right here, 1031 sats is acting as strong resistance. So the next breakout that we are looking for is the break of that 1031 for a push higher. Otherwise, pretty much anything coming back into the demand zone is going to be a potential buy. If we extend this line out, let's actually do this a little bit more properly. Let's make this thinner, of course. And there we go. I like that a little bit better. Okay. Cool. Yep. So basically we have fake breaks, fake breaks, fake breaks. And really what I'm concerned about is the overall zone and trend. So now that I'm comfortable with that line, we'll make it a little thicker. Yeah, I kind of like this, man. If price is above, one way, and this is not typically the way that I will look at price, but as long as price is above this trend line, it's fairly bullish. I would be looking for any pullbacks on wicking basis back into the vicinity of the demand region with a soft stop loss on a daily close below that level. I'd be a little cautious right now, entering right now. I'd definitely be looking for those lower pickups because time transformation is so oversold. We did get unnatural volume on this previous candle, often indications. And the fact that it was a doji as well is often signs that price is going to pull back. But price being above 912, which is the previous breakout zone, I would definitely be bullish on this thing, man. I would be bullish and I would be looking to buy pullbacks or the breakout of 1031 for those higher targets of 1081 and 1136. Do we have any higher targets than that? Let's throw on a daily Ichimoku and see what kind of confluence we get from that. Yeah, so price trading inside the cloud, technically in a no trade zone right now. We can see that we were unable to break above the cloud. If we can get above that cloud, that'd be pretty good, man. I might even move this take profit target up to the top of the cloud now because it seems like if we did go that high, we would go a little bit higher. Let's see here. Yeah, so we've got our Tenkan and our Kijun above the level of breakout as well. So basically the zone between 920, which is where the Kijun San's sitting, and 952, 953. is basically where I'd be looking for wicks down into the demand zone to buy up. That would be pretty congruent as well with our ascending trend line. And really what we're looking for now is the break of the cloud. The future cloud is twisting up a little bit and starting to turn bullish here on the daily time frame. Let's go down and take a look at VPVR and see what we got going on. Yeah, so we just basically gapped through this low volume node. We're consolidating at a higher level, this previous breakdown zone right here, level of consolidation. This looks pretty good, man, especially if we consolidate at this higher level in between the boundary of the cloud and then eventually break out. This would be very bullish, man. This could be really good. Let's go take a look at... So the technicals look good. Let's go look at Mr. Cork Chain. Let's look what the market depth ratio looks like. MDR looks pretty good. Very bullish within 1% of price. Very bullish within 1%. Very bullish within 2.5. Bullish within 5%, man. The order book's pretty gosh darn bullish on this. You don't really get bearish until about 10 to 15% up, man. So this looks good. Let's go take a look at... A little bit bearish on the daily, about 60% selling on the daily. Looking for unnatural volume. Yeah, a lot of selling right here, though, comparatively in the last 2 hours. So 1,600 UTC, 1,700 UTC, about 6 million and 5 million QKC sold, which we can see is a little bit unnatural. Yeah, 1 million, 1 million, 4 million, 4 million, 1 million, 1 million. Yeah, that's pretty unnatural selling. So that would probably be a good sign generally. Let's go look at the live order book. How many people are trying to buy and sell right now? I think more people are trying to sell, but I think that's probably going to be a mistake. We did kind of have a pop off. Yeah, we did have kind of a pop off in buying though, which is represented here by this blow off top and that huge doji. This looks pretty good, man. I would definitely be looking to buy pullbacks. And then I would have a soft stop loss closing below that ascending trend line, and then reevaluate. If we close below that ascending trend line, any buy ups in this region, I think would be probably null and void, and we'd be waiting for consolidation at this lower area. But broadly, it seems like we've already gotten the pullback to retest that breakout zone there at 912. This looks like it could be good, man. Ziva Latte, do I give advice when to go in and sell crypto? So in the premium trading group, you're going to be able to see all my positions, all the other traders and analyst positions who are traders and analysts for cracking cryptocurrency. You're going to have access to my educational material, so my webinar course. You'll also have access to the tools and indicators and strategies that I've designed as well. And broadly, like, I'm not a financial advisor, so I will not say, okay, with your account, you need to open up this size of blah, 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 blah. But I will give you broad advice on how I would enter and exit and manage a position. M-Bait says, my portfolio is 100% BitConnect. Do I get my own channel now? Yes, you made it, dude. Mr. Ether, what's going on, man? Good to see you, man. Happy birthday to you, too. No problem, Steve. Cogito Ergo Zoom, one of my favorite names next to Tam, Impendero Vera. Tom Choi, any thoughts on EOS? Thanks. Can I look at Grin BTC? All right, so EOS and Grin BTC, we've got about a half hour left in the show. I see your DM, man, and I raise you. I'll get hold of you right after the show. EOS and Grin. Okay, QKC in the books. Let's set an alert for right here. Take a look there. Otherwise, I'm going to set an alert right here. Okay. Yeah, no shit, dude. I'm gonna have to reset that now. What's the next request? DBC. Deep Brain Chain. Ooh, that just sounds good, man. Mr. Wabi. Okay. Interesting. So this is probably the TA you're going to get on every other channel. Something like this, right? Right? Something like that. Let's see here. Looks good, man. I will never draw a cup and handle. I'll never draw a cup and handle. But if I were to draw one, probably draw one now. Let's see here, bud. Hold on one sec, guys. I'll be right back. All right, and we're back. Sorry about that, guys. Oh, BAT, man. Hey, no problem, James. BAT, my dad. I will put BAT on there. You did actually ask earlier, man. BAT and OMG. Okay, let's see if we can't. We're going to have to speed test through these now if we're going to have time. We got about a half hour, but sometimes I get lost in soliloquies. Up about 0.37 now on BCH M19. So told you guys I'd keep you guys updated. Things are looking pretty good. Volume dying off on Ethereum and Bitcoin. That's not a good sign for the bulls. Okay, sorry. Let's see here. Deep Brain Chain, man. I've never even heard of this one. Okay, well here's what it needs to do to be good, man. Let's see. So we had some nice consolidation here. Put in a bull, pullback, bull, pullback. Let's get some data metrics. Oh, we've broken out of the cloud, man. Broken out of the cloud. The cloud is good. A good cloud break on the daily. I'd say then this is probably the level that I'd use because I bet the Tenkan-san and the Kijun will probably catch up with price. But I would like to see price stay above this zone. I'd like to see price stay above this zone. That's a pretty wide zone, but again, I don't know. It's a crap coin, man. So we can get a little bit more refined as price gets closer. But I definitely want to see price stay above this. If we close back inside of the cloud, I really wouldn't want to be in this asset right now. Yeah, so on the wider time frame, it doesn't actually look too crazy. If we take in the broadness of the market, let's look at the weekly. for something like this. Get an idea what we're working with. All right, so weekly breaking above the weekly Tenkan-san as well. Let's go ahead and hide those drawings. Hide those drawings, and good. Yeah, weekly breaking above the weekly Tenkan-san. If you had a, we're not going to use that as a profit target. The weekly time transformation crossing above the zero line will confirm above the zero line on this week, so you would have to wait till the end of the week. And you would be bullish. You'd be looking for pullbacks on the weekly time frame to the Tenkan-san, currently sitting at 78, I do believe. I believe it's at 78. 80. It's at 80. You want to see price stay above 80. That's a pretty extensive pullback, man. But yeah, you basically want to see price stay above 80. I think that's pretty good. The high of this previous weekly candle, kind of this consolidation range right here. Let's see if we can get a little bit more nuanced on this bad boy. There we go. Yeah, so you had resistance right here, and that's where you're running. That's actually where you're running into right here. Running into resistance at this level. Previous resistance becomes support. I don't know where all these lines came from. All right, so previous resistance becomes support. So basically you're looking for a pullback and you're looking for price to stay above the momentum that it's gained by breaking out of this consolidation zone. Logical place to hit resistance. So I would say you're either looking for that breakout above, you're looking for it to close. Well, it is actually kind of above that breakout because that's 109 and we're currently trading at 111. Let's go down to the 3-day. Getting a pullback now on the 3-day. Again, same thing. We hit that resistance level. We traded a little bit above it, basically getting hit by the 3-day future cloud, which is typically not how you do it, but whatever. And you're looking for that pullback again. On the 3-day, the Kijun's 91. The Tenkan-san is 80 as well as on the weekly. So yeah, you're looking for price to pull back down to this demand zone and stay above it. Getting down below that demand zone, again, things start to look ugly. Daily time frame, same kind of pullback scenario. I'd say if the daily closes above 109, though, I mean, that's a bullish breakout trade. But I would probably expect us to pull back, at least look at those areas to pull back. On the daily, the levels you're talking about are 80 and 83. So if you want to be ultra conservative, those are going to be the levels that you want to be working with. And you can see how they've supported price pretty well, how they were acting as resistance here. Let's go to auto mode. Yeah, they were acting as resistance quite nicely. Price broke above. They acted as beautiful support. So I'd look for a pullback to this region. But if the daily closes above that 109 region, I mean, go, dude. Go, 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 go. Let's look at some better metrics, man. DBC, deep brain chain, dude. Never even heard of this thing. 1% of price is pretty gosh darn bullish. 2.5, very bullish. 5% bull. Yeah, it's pretty bullish, dude. Pretty bullish. But you've got, okay, so that's spoofing. That is a huge sell wall that keeps getting lifted and lifted and lifted and lifted and lifted. So just keep in mind, man, keep that in mind that you do have some pretty significant manipulation going on in that market. It's being spoofed pretty hard. It was being spoofed in your favor on the way up. Let's see if it gets spoofed against your favor on the way down. So be aware of, so when I see that, that basically means I can't use this because if there's a huge buy wall, that means there's likely to be a huge sell wall as well. So just be careful, man. I don't have anything against Bat. I love Batman. Duct tape works wonders on kids. Did I do XRP or XLM yet? No. Ay, ay, ay. Just a second, guys. Sorry. Dun-dun-dun. Batman. Did I profit on the move from 4K? Yeah, man. Everybody should have. If you were holding any Bitcoin. Okay. That's DBC. OMG USD. Looks bullish, man. Looks good, dude. Be careful right now. You're coming to the top of that Kumo cloud. That's rejection zone city. But yeah, pullbacks to this region are to be bought, man, until price close below. I mean, this is aggressive pullback territory, dude. You've pulled back to the daily Tenkan-san. I mean, multiple times trading inside the cloud. Typically a no trade zone. But yeah, you're looking for that. You're looking for that break out of the cloud. Every time we've seen it recently, man, it's been a good buy. Even going against the more conservative wait for the pullback and continue on. Again, you just got to adapt to the market that's going on around you, man. You had some hidden bullish divergence right here. You had hidden bullish divergence right here on time transformation. So doing pretty well. These sell signals are not going tragically amazing for you. I mean, they are calling local tops, but yeah, this thing's trending pretty strongly, man. So in this case, I would want to use this as a trending indicator, and price is above the 0 line. So it's coiling down, but you're looking for those levels of hidden divergence. Just be a little cautious, man. I'm sure you've already covered it, but do I think Litecoin will ever reach a quarter of Bitcoin? Probably not, honestly. I don't think that Litecoin is going to make it long term. It's cool and everything, but I don't see what it offers besides Bitcoin. And I know, listen, I know people are going to jump out of the weeds on me for that. Just, I've done the research. I know what I'm talking about. I don't see how Litecoin has anything to offer to the cryptocurrency community outside of being a faster Bitcoin. I don't, and there's things that are much faster than Litecoin. Litecoin is, less. Yes, I know that it's testnet and it's blah, 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 blah. And they did all this and that first, man. But Tic Tac Crypto says, thanks for your analysis on DBC. I'll be careful. It's a proper shitecoin. Massive gain potential. Its all-time high is like 500x. Hey, man, grab $100, dude. Could be $5 grand in a year. I don't read Cyrillic, but hey, what's going on? Okay, so OMG USD. Again, I'd be looking for pullbacks to the Tenkan-san. I'm actually going to set an alert on the Tenkan-san. Add alert on CC Ichimoku and Tenkan conversion line. And crossing. OMG USD pullback. Now I'll just be using this for broadly. Continue. Yeah, TradingView added these alerts that are like, hey, like this thing can repaint, right? Yeah, see. It's like, these things can repaint, right? And it's like, yes, because they can change within one candle. It's not the same as like repainting and moving back the entire history. It's whatever. Any hoosers. Yeah, looks good, man. Be a little cautious right now, but look for that daily close above the upper boundary of the Kumo cloud. That level is coming in right here. It's actually pretty much where price is at, but you want to see that daily close above $2.30. So a couple percentages above you. And let's set some take profit targets, man. You've got a pretty smooth ride here. I'd front run this HVN probably right here, and I would front run this HVN here. Previous resistance turns support. Let's actually front run that more and actually grab the liquidity, and we can reevaluate at that point in time. There you go, man. Pretty much another 30% to the upside if everything works out well. I would want to be out of the trade on a breakout if price closed back inside the cloud would be my stop loss. If I wasn't using my stop and target system, because again, I can only use my stop and target system when I get a trade that's in my style. Ooh, putting in some bullishness. There we go. Okay, good. Let's see here. What else? No, I am not long on BTC. I am holding BTC spot, but I am not in a leveraged long position now. And that's kind of why. I know you guys can't see this right now, but we'll see, man. But yeah, I laid out that bullish scenario earlier. That was the first half hour of the video. Getting bought up pretty strong. Let's go to BAT here real quick. Whoa, ABATA. Basic attention token. Closing, if the daily closes below the 10, then most likely we're going to hit the key June, which would be an SR flip test. So down to about 52.82 sats. Yeah, it just looks like it's coming down right now. It's been on a really good tear. It just needs a nice pullback. I'd still put this in the realm of healthy correction. It's up like 156% in the last few days. So looking for potentially another 10% to the downside on that. Let's see if that's congruent with other methods of analysis as well. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much just a retest of our highs. See if we're going to blast higher. I mean, BAT made a new all-time high on Binance, so yeah, it would not surprise me to get a nice pullback. You got 2 daily sell signals from time transformation as well right here. And yeah, just time transformation, just curling down. Still above the 0 line right now, so you've got your big point of control there. Where's your local point of control? So right here, I believe your local point of control is going to be recalculating. Yeah, your local point of control is pretty much right there in that previous reaccumulation phase. Yeah, right around here. So we're looking for that support retest, right? What did I say, 52.82? So basically this zone right here. Yeah, if we're going to be ultra bullish. Otherwise, if we break down below this support, then we have to wait for signs of reversal. Yeah. So pull back to the daily key June, previous reaccumulation zone right here. If we get a bullish reaction off this previous demand zone, then we're going to have continued price appreciation, man. If it breaks down, then we're going to have to consolidate at a lower price level. Either we're talking about the top of the cloud or potentially even the point of control. On Binance pair, BTC True USD, Bitcoin hit 5,900. Why? Liquidity. There's less liquidity there. Views on Redcoin. I don't really have any views on Redcoin. Most things are up a lot. Justin, why is it good to buy alts for USD? Isn't it better to buy for BTC so you can have more and more Bitcoin? Yeah, right now at the moment it is. At the moment it is. Historically, over the last year and a half, it hasn't been. It's been amazing to buy alts for USD. You can manage your risk a lot better. When you're trading in an appreciable asset that goes up and down volatilely, if it's going up, then yeah, things are great, man. Buy BTC pairs, woohoo! But if that underlying asset is going down, sweet. Gotta hold on to my bananas here with this one. You know, one thing I might just start doing is like morning scans, like during the show, where I'll just go through all the BitMEX pairings. My wife doesn't believe in me, says, "What's my credentials? What would you like, sir? What could I provide for you?" Single father, small child, relies on my trading income to pay the bills. I've been doing this for quite a while. Grin MDR looks a bit insane. Hey, Andreas Dehan, what's going on, man? Apart from a YouTube account, I also have a Twitch account, man, and a Discord account, and a Gmail account. I got other accounts too, man. I have a BitMEX account. Shh, don't tell anybody. Let's see here. But that's like the 4th time you've asked that question, bro. Like, I don't I don't get it, man. What qualifications do you have to come on air and talk about what your trades are? How dare you? Come on, man. No. Nope. Was never employed in the financial sector. Nor have I ever portrayed myself as somebody who has. I've always been a trader, man. And some of the best traders that I know have never touched traditional finance, especially in Forex and crypto. Let's see here. Sorry, I'm getting a little sidetracked. OMG USD, we talked about. EOS. It's one of those streams where I really got to actively keep my eye on BitMEX on the other screen and what I'm doing right here. Yeah, I thought the requirements were 2 turntables and a microphone. I got the microphone. I don't have the turntables, man. I used to. Tried to pass off GAN eclipse theory as his own in the Discord group. Should be reprimanded in the group, Jay. I'm not here to be a daddy or a mama, but thank you for bringing that up, man. That is, you know, you expose, you put the information out there and you let the crowd decide, you know. But thank you for bringing that to my attention. I wouldn't even want to take credit for GAN eclipse theory. That sounds like astrology. EOS looks good, man. EOS looks good. Again, caution area, man. You kind of want to see where the daily closes. This is that previous. This is basically what we charted out, man. This is initiation level zone right here. The last trade that we took on EOS was a short from right here, actually. Hit TP1 on this big dump. And now we going up. We're above the Tinkin. We're above the Tinkin of the Kijun on the daily. We're above the cloud. We got the cloud break right here, and prices appreciated quite a bit since then. We are kind of running into an... let's see here, sorry. Let's zoom out, turn Ichimoku off. We're above the point of control, too, on the broad market as well. It looks good, man. It looks good. I'd want to be hesitant, man. I don't like being breakout. I don't like being a breakout trader, especially when something's up this high, and also because, I mean, you're talking about an area where you've made a high, you've made previous highs, and you're looking to make a high above. If this closes below, I mean, we've seen this many times in cryptocurrency. It's not an SFP, but it's a supply run, where basically price clears out stops and then heads lower. But you know, we had consolidation, we formed a higher low, and we're continuing onwards. So yeah, I'd say, bringing back my drawings, if we do end up closing the daily above this initiation level, you could be a little bit more vague with it too, or excuse me, you could be a little bit more broad with it too. I would think that things are looking good. Otherwise, if we end up trading back down below that initiation level, I'd probably re-enter my short and use that as my stop loss. Yeah. Daily time transformation still turning down, but looking to give the fresh cross up right here, which would be a continuation cross above the 0 line, so that could be really good. But on this time frame, I need to see the daily close, because right now you're running into a lot of selling pressure. The great Gann eclipse theory exposed. The self-proclaimed BK the boss of Bitcoin uses astrology. I don't know. $10 dump, 2.4K. You guys are good, man. Oh, I got 3 minutes left, man. We're running out of time. Grin. I said I'd look at Grin, man. Here's the altcoin market cap, man. Continues to blow. The Arun up and down is given a strong buy. We have not crossed bearish yet. Looks good, man. Altcoins look really, really good. Not gonna lie, altcoins look very good. I'll need a new app to open this. No, I don't know why. Why did you think I wanted to do that? Grin. Grin Bitcoin. The last time I looked at this, I was actually interested in it. Yeah, okay, so we put in some nice bullishness, man, breaking out above this resistance level and pulling back to retest it, man. It doesn't look like price is going to stay above there. It's kind of hard to tell looking at the daily. Oh, no, and we're down. Let's see. Arun up and down. Did give a buy signal right here, man. Did give a buy signal right here on the open of this candle. So that's what another thing that I like about Arun up and down, guys, is that it gives a buy signal. I've just been playing with this on coinsignals.trade. It's actually, sorry, it's charts.cointrader.pro since it was taken over by new ownership. But I would say, man, let's see if the Arun can continue giving us a buy signal, man. Let's see if we can actually clear above this high. If we can put in some bullish signs right here, then I will look at that as a support resistance flip, and finally maybe Grin can have its time in the sun, man. But again, it has had a rough time of it, dude, and I'm definitely not going to be the guy that's calling the bottom in a bear market because Grin is in a bear market, man. Now, if we put in some bullish reaction and do confirm this as a support resistance flip, then things start to look better. Ooh, liquidation. Longs are getting smoked. Dang. We'll see how badly smoked, though. That was a lot of liquidated longs, man. Getting bought up. Getting bought up, though. That was a lot of liquidations that just scrolled in. Go, baby, go. But what's that got to do with the price of Bitcoin Cash? Bitcoin Cash is distributing in consolidation. All right, so two really good positions right now. And all my alts look quite nice. So, ich werde actually, that position looks really, really good too. So let's wait. So I'll close that one out in profit and then switch it over. Okay. Okay, that's about it, guys. It's 2 o'clock. I got stuff to do, man. I got to work on my next video for the webinar series. And I'm pretty hard at work finishing the strategy tester for the time transformation indicator and perfecting the Minx indicator, which is going to be the next indicator that I'm releasing for the premium subscribers. I think you guys will be very, very happy with that one. It's really good, man. I took everything that I learned from creating time transformation, and I don't want to say it's better than time transformation. It's just different, man. It's just different. But there are certain market conditions where it's going to work better. There are certain conditions where time transformation. So again, you got to find and experiment and play around with these things. Looking at Zuhair, thanks so much, my good friend, for the $2 donation, my good friend. And of course, we will look at the Grin MDR. You said it was looking a little whack-a-noodle, man. Let's break down this whack-a-noodlery, dude. All right, very bearish, or excuse me, very bullish. Sometimes I'm so traumatized by the bear market that I just look at green and I'm like, bearish. Ah, no. Supply run. Anyways, MDR very bearish, man, within 10% of price. Let's go. 1% of price, bullish. I mean, I'm just going to scroll through these. It's all going to be extremely bullish, man. Let's see if we can't get a visualization. Let's go into, let's go over here. I don't think we're going to be able to see it because it's not on a big exchange. It's not on Bitfinex, is it? Where the heck can you buy Grin? Poloniex. Oh, it's on Poloniex. Buy box L Bank. Okay. I think, no, Poloniex isn't on Cryptometer. .com. Show me the order book. What's going on here? Oh, supermassive order book. All right, 71,476 in the buy only. What's that got to do with the price of tea in China? Damn it. All right, so this is pretty evenly spread out, man. Let's see here. So is this. There we go. There's the chunksters. There it is right there. Starting to get pretty chunky down here. So once we hit 68,170, price currently at 68.45, I'd be careful, man. I would be careful. I'd like to see some bullish reactionaries. You know, we already put in this, you know, whatever you want to call this demand run. And did we have any kind of bullish reaction from it whatsoever? No. We had a nice little run here for, I mean, we did have a nice run. Nice 50% run there. And now pulling back about 22%. So definitely don't want to be the dude calling the bottom of a very bearish structure, man, especially when we're about to take out the swing low. Yeah, don't like it, man. Dances reluctantly, man. I'll see you, man. Jurgen Ernst, thank you very much. MT Coiner, man, thank you so much for the $2 donations, man. Highly appreciated, dude. Free super chats courtesy of YouTube Red. Thank you, man. Vitam Impendero Vero, thank you so much, my good friend. I highly appreciate that. Whoa, okay, there's some bullishness. All right. This is good day, man. Good day. Whatever you're doing in the market, just make sure you're being safe. Pick a position that is congruent with your trading strategy, and don't do anything stupid, man. Don't do anything stupid. If you can just avoid doing anything ridiculous and blowing out your account, and you can get through this, ideally, listen, guys, you just want to be sitting. If you don't know what to do, be careful with those leverage positions. Sit in some spot positions, guys. Okay, things are looking pretty good for the future, man. But just be cautious, man. Be cautious with that leverage, dude. I know that you know, everybody wants to talk about you know, like getting rich overnight, and it can happen if you're lucky. But more often than not, you get your account blown out. Cannon, man, thank you so much, brother. Oh man, you guys are all fantastic and amazing, man. Thank you so much for the support, guys. Yeah, they do got some. Can I give a free tip? Wonder if I can give myself a free tip. I don't think they're gonna let me. Oh well. Anyways, guys. All right, that's about all I got for today, man. Thank you so much for everything. Okay, and regular end of show stuff, guys. We'll be back here tomorrow from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you guys are not in the Discord, go to discord.krakencryptocurrency.com, of course, to be part of our community. If you'd like to trade along more closely with us, get access to my indicators and strategies, as well as our signals, and as well as our educational material to teach you how to trade profitably until your retirement, right? So again, if you want to learn the necessary skills required to be profitable in this marketplace in a no-nonsense direct approach from honest, transparent instructors, then you guys can trade along with us at premium.krakencryptocurrency.com. All right, guys. Any thoughts, comments, questions, sarcastic remarks, and or death threats, please leave them in the comments section down below. I, of course, have been your host, Justin Wise, lead analyst here at Kraken Cryptocurrency. Shout out to all the supporters and sponsors of the show, X42 Protocol, Spectre Security Coin, MMO Pro, and Your Crypto Daily. Thank you guys so much for the support. And we'll see you guys tomorrow, man.